Today in C we are going to discuss about loops. Loops are used when we want to execute a statement or a group of statements n number of times. If we are not using loop, then we have to if we have to print some statement for 100 number of times, then specifically we have to write those statements for 100 times, and that is not a right thing to do. So we use loops. Loops are of three types: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Today we are going to discuss about for loop. So syntax of the for loop is: for, first of all we will initialize the variable, then we'll put semicolon, then condition is checked for true or false. If this condition is true, control will enter into the body of loop, for loop, and execute all the statements written over there. Then it will come here and increase or decrease the value of variable by 1. Then again the condition is checked for true or false. Again, if the condition is true, it will go inside the body of loop and execute all the statements written over there. Again, it will increase or decrease the value of variable. Again, the condition is checked. If this condition is false, then control will never enter into the body of loop and program will terminate. Now, for loop is also known as entry control loop because initially if the condition is not true, control will never enter into the body of loop. So for loop will never get executed. So in our next program, we are going to see how to use for loop to print numbers from 1 to 5. In this program, we are going to print series of numbers from 0 to 5. So for that purpose, I'm using for loop here. So hash include stdio.h. We have included header file, integer, main. Main is the starting point of execution of every program. Here within curly braces, I am taking one integer variable I. Now I'm starting my for loop. For bracket, I'm initializing I with 0. Semicolon, I is less than 5. I want my for loop to run up to 4. So I'm giving I is less than 5. If I want for loop to run up to 5, then it will be, condition would be I is less than equals to 5. Semicolon, I plus plus, bracket close. Within curly bracket, I'm printing printf within double quotes backslash n value of I equals to, I is a variable of type n, so I'm taking %t here, and here I'm printing the value of I. Put semicolon, and here return 0 0. Now what this program will do, here I have taken integer variable I. Here in for loop, first of all I'm initializing I with 0. After initializing, it will check if I is less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5. Then it will print the statement. If this condition is false, it will never enter into this loop. So for loop is also known as entry control loop. After printing this statement for first time, here it has printed 0. After printing 0, it will go here and increase the value of I by 1 and make it 1, from 0 to 1. Now 1 is less than 5. Yes, condition is true. Then it will again print this statement and print the value of I as 1. Again it will go up here and increase the value of I by 1 and make it 2. 2 is less than 5. Yes, again it is going to print this statement and print the value of I as 2. Again it will go up and increase the value of I by 1 and make it 3. Here it is checking 3 is less than 5. Yes, again it is going here and printing the value of I as 3. Again it will go here, increase the value of I by 1, making it 4. And if I is less than 4, yes, it is less than 4. Then, I is less than 5. Yes, it is less than 5. Then it will print the value of I as 4. Again it will go up and make the value of I as 5. Now 5 is less than 5? No. If the condition would have been like I is less than equals to 5, then it is true. But right now it is not true. So it will not enter this loop, and it will not print the value of I as 5. And what output we will be getting is 0 to 4. Save the program, build it, and then run it. So it has printed the value of I starting from 0 up to 4. If we change the condition, like if we make it I is less than equals to 5, then output would have been different. It will go up to 5, from 0 to 5. Now in next program we want to print value of I from 5 to 0. 5 to 0. For this purpose, for loop will run reverse. Like I have taken an integer variable I, one more variable I'm taking, and here I'm initializing n with 5, put semicolon. Now initially we have done I equals to 0. Now here we have to initialize I with n. That means value of I is 5 here. Now this loop will run up to the what would be the condition? I is greater than equals to 5. If you want to run this loop, 0. If you want to run this loop up to 0, then it would be greater than equals to 0. Then here we have to decrease the value of I by 1 in every step. So we'll do I minus minus, and here we are printing the value of I. Save the program and then build it. Run the program. Now it has printed reverse series like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. How it is working? Here n is 5. Now I have initialized I with n, that is I is also 5 here. I is greater than equals to 0. Yes, 5 is greater than 0. It has printed 5 here. When will come here, it will decrease the value of 5 by 1 and make it 4. 4 is greater than equals to 0. Yes, condition is true. It will print here 4. Then it will come up and here it will decrease the value of I by 1 and make it 3. 3 is greater than equals to 0. Yes, condition is true. It will print the value of I as 3. It will come here again and make the value of I 2. It will check the condition 2 is greater than equals to 0. Yes, it will print the value of I as 2. Then it will make it 1. 1 is greater than equals to 0. Yes, it will again print the value of I as 1. And then it will here one more time it will decrease the value of I by 1 and make it 0. If 0 is greater than equals to 0, no, it's not greater than, but it is equals to 0. So it will print the value of I as 0. Again it will come up and it will make the value of I in minus, it will go in minus terms. Then this condition is going to be false and then it will not enter the loop and program terminates. So in our next program, we want to see character representation of ASCII values starting from 65 and we will go up to 150. So we have already taken one integer variable here. I'm using for loop and here I'm initializing I with 65. I equals to 65 semicolon. This loop will go up to the point when I is less than equals to 150. Semicolon I minus minus, I plus plus. Then we have to print backslash n char representation of percentage %t is percentage %c, double quotes close, comma, I, this I is for percentage %t and second I is for percentage %c. That means it will print character representation of 65 is capital A. Second time when loop will run, character representation of 66 is capital B, and so on. Save the program, build it, and then run it. So it has printed the ASCII value starting from 65 to we are going up to 150. Character representation of 65 is capital A, character representation of 66 is capital B. Here it is printing character representation of 96 is nothing here. Character representation of 97 is small a, character representation of 98 is small b, and so on.